Hello everyone, it's Sam from the Football Network. Welcome back to this one season wonder series, of course with ACF Fiorentina. Of course today we've got the dell'Appennino against Bologna at the Ultimo Franchi, and then a trip to the San Siro to face Milan, AC Milan, that is, in the Coppa Italia. No transfer news thus far, only 10 days into the window, haven't made any additions, so let's check in on the results. Of course, the last games were the double-header against AC Milan and Juventus. We followed that up with a 1-0 win against Spezia. Goal from Emil Smith-Rowe to give us a 1-0 win, secure us all 3 points. That was followed up by a 1-0 win against Hellas Verona. Gaetano Castrovilli with the goal there to get us the 3 points, and then that was followed up by our second dropped points of the campaign, that against Atalanta, a 2-2 draw. A brace from Christian Kouemi, but he did miss the chance to get his hat-trick. And then Atalanta, in I think the 88th minute, Dusan Zapata broke through and managed to snatch an equaliser for Atalanta to share the spoils there. Though I'm not too irritated over that. While we were in ahead in that game, you know, Atalanta have been incredibly consistent in this Serie A campaign so far. Follow up with a really convincing 4-1 win against Cagliari. Jose Callahan, Franck Ribéry and Pedro and Emil Smith-Rowe with the goals. Pedro is a young Brazilian who we'll look at in a second. And then a 2-1 win against Udinese. Castrovilli and Pedro with the goals for us in there to secure another 3 points, which gives us a 4-point lead over Atalanta. I believe they must have dropped quite a few points recently. So they've drawn... How are they 4 points behind us in that case? They were only 1 point last episode. Have we played a game more? No, how bizarre them. So they're 4 points behind. And as you can see, we are the only two teams, Fiorentina and Atalanta, the only two teams still unbeaten in Serie A this season. Bit odd to have these two teams at the top of the table, but that's how it's worked out. As I said, the first game was going to be the Derby dell'Appennino, against Bologna. So let's jump into the lineup we're going to go with, which is going to be Dragowski in goal with Milenkovic, Pazzella, Martinez, Quarta, Biraghi, Sofian Amrabat, Gagliardini, Castrovilli, Callahan, Kouemi, and up top is Pedro. Pedro is a lad who starts the saver out on loan at Flamengo. 2 goals in 2 games so far this campaign. Previously, when he came with Fiorentina, he played 4 games and didn't do a lot. So, you know, he's been firing pretty well for me. The bench, Lerola, Cáceres, Pulga, Duncan, Smith-Rowe, Cotrone, Barreca, Igor, Bonaventura, Vallejo, and Vihalovic on the bench. We've got no Franck Ribéry for another little bit of time, for another 10 days to 3 weeks. He picked up an injury, twisted ankle. So without our star man, but that shouldn't be a big problem. This is the reason I brought in Emil Smith-Rowe, for crying out loud. So let's jump into the Derby dell'Appennino. This has been a fairly interesting derby throughout history. Been a lot of, I think, almost up to 50 draws in this derby. Fiorentina have been the more dominant side in the derby, but come on, we can't go into this assuming that we're going to win it. Any team in any derby can lose their games. Pretty strong side from us, 4-3 as always. So let's have a look at their lineup they're going to be putting up. So it's Bologna, so they've got... of course, the young lad from Hearts, I think. Nicola Dominguez, Vigranti, I believe, as well. Behind Musa Barrow up top. As he plays walking out onto the hallowed turf in Florence. And we're underway in the derby. Both coming to this, obviously looking to get 3 points. I think Bologna are in a fairly meh run of form. Big ball out from Dragowski to Kouemi, who loses possession. Orsolini brings it inside. Lots of room. Vignato to Hickey, the Scotsman, with lots of room on the left hand side. Ball in the box, and it slipped through the legs of Martinez Quarta. It goes down as an own goal from the Argentine, and it's 1-0 Bologna. Really, really poorly defended there. So you see, Ignato brings it forward. Hickey with lots of space out on this left-hand side. Ball drills in, and it's such a poor bit of defending. Rodrigo Palacios is given so much space. So we're 1-0 down inside 10 minutes. Come on, we've got to be doing better than this. We've been in a really good team. So up to 25 minutes, it's still Fiorentina 0, Bologna 1. We've only had one shot. Pedro with a free kick. Whipped in by the Brazilian. It's nowhere near... What the... Is that a penalty? Penalty awarded by the ref. Don't know what the hell happened in the incident. What was the... Oh, was it coming together? Apparently the ref's called for a spot kick. So Pedro's going to step up to take it. The Brazilian. Start at Fluminense and scores 1-1. And we're back in the game inside half an hour, and it's the Brazilian forward who has been in quite decent form since returning from his loan deal. And hopefully Fiorentina will be wishing they can take that forward and really put a flag down in this game. So it's 35 minutes, we've got 10 minutes before half time, still 1-1 of course. We've had the better quality chance, but they've been more dominant in possession. Half time and it's 1-1. Very disappointing there. I'm far from pleased with the performances. Quattro, that was such a stupid goal to give away, honestly. Biraki's also not done fantastically. Let's get the second half underway. Throw it with Biraki out on the left hand side. Amrabat takes down well. Martinez Quattro. Amrabat. Gagliardini looking for options out on the right side. Finds Jose Callahan. Callahan back to Milenkovic. Now Gagliardini. Nice pass into Jose Callahan with Pedro making a run. Though finds Christian Kouemi. Good touch from the Ivorian. Goes in the box and shoots. Good save from Skropuski. I don't know how. I probably butchered that name. My apologies. Corner kick. Callahan. Ball in the box. Head away by, I believe, the Dutchman Deswil, I believe. Vignato. Ball in the box. Barrow. Headed off the line by Birahi. Good clearance from the left back. Now finds to Nicola Dominguez. Bologna thought they got a decisive goal there. Throw in. Denswil. Headed down by Orsolini. Back to Denswil. Dominguez. Going backwards. Into move to Barrow. It struck well, but it appears to be offside. Let's see how far he was off. It didn't look like very much. Yeah, we noticed this loud. How far was he? The ball's played in by Dominguez. Oh, that's tight. There's quite a few Bologna players offside. To a certain extent, maybe Barrow the most unlucky to be caught off there. So into the final about 20 minutes of this game. Still 1-0. Substitutions time, I think. With 10 minutes remaining. Guata's been awful. He's been shocking in that game. Caceres can come on. Who else? Also got to think about fitness, obviously, for the next game. I think we'll bring off Castrovilli for Bonaventura. Pulgar for Gagliardini. Callahan off for Emil Smith-Rowe. Make those sweeping 4 changes quickly. Hopefully they can make an impact in this last couple of minutes. We're going to go a bit. We're going to raise the tempo a bit. With 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Corner kick. Eric Pulgar whips the ball in the box. And Pedro gets his head to it. And the young Brazilian with a crucial touch to knock it into the back of the net and potentially secure all 3 points. A big, big comeback from Fiorentina, and it's been powered by the Brazilian hitman. It's a good header. He does well to beat Scoff Olsen at the far post. And Denswil. Now Bologna trying to get back in this game. They really potentially have deserved at least a point from this game. Skov Olsen. Paul. Skov Olsen. He's playing it around, trying to create the chance. Palacios. Barrow. Paul. Palacios. Vignato. Shot is blocked. It's clear, but only as far as Cavaselli. It's into the path of Musa Barrow. It's saved by Dragowski. Skov Olsen. It's blocked well. Another corner kick for Bologna. Lots of bodies in there for Bologna with about 4 minutes left. Ball in. Pezzella heads it clear, and Smith Rowe, the Englishman, latches onto it. The only man forward with him is Pedro. Big ball over the top. It's just poor header potentially. We've got a minute plus stoppage time. Biraki, Kouemi, good touch. Back to Biraki, Martin Caceres, Amrabat, Biraki, Kouemi, Bonaventura, ball forward, Pedro latched onto it well. He's got several runners with him. Pedro onto Emil Smith Rowe, who loses possession to Hickney. The two Brits coming to clash there. Amrabat, Smith Rowe, looks to turn and run. Back to Milinkovic. Milinkovic into the path of Pedro, off the bar. The woodwork denying the Brazilian a hat-trick. And that's it, full time. Fiorentina 2, Bologna 1. Bologna, potentially, you could say, unlucky to not get at least a point. They were in it for the first half, but the second half was pretty dominant from Fiorentina. A brace from Pedro, securing all 3 points. So regarding its complacency. That being said, however, you two at the back were disgraceful. I thought they were really, really bad. That might mean that Quattro doesn't start the Coppa Italia against Milan. And I think as much as that 3 points is crucial, puts us at the moment, obviously, yet to play Atalanta, pushed us 7 clear at the top of Serie A. Let's have a look at how we do against AC Milan at San Siro in the Coppa Italia. And we're back, of course, for the Coppa Italia game against Milan, AC Milan at San Siro. Before that, I want your input on something, actually, guys. I've got this potential offer for Lucas Fernandez from Portimonense, and I'm not sure whether I should go through with it. I want your opinions in the comments. I think he's a good player, and the playing time isn't too much, but I'm not sure whether I should be sacrificing the game plan that's working really well so far for his demand, his requirement that he plays as a central attacking midfielder as opposed to a winger, which is kind of what I'm buying him for. I'm not sure at the moment if it's worth spending £2.2 million on this guy who is not having a fantastic season in the Liga NOS. So I want your opinions, guys, in the comments. Let me know if you think we should sign Lucas Fernandez. I shall get to them, obviously, before next episode. But enough to talk about the next episode. We've got one more game to go against AC Milan in the Coppa Italia. The squad we're going to go with is Dragowski in goal, Lirola, Milenkovic and Pezzella. Milenkovic playing in the centre of the defence for the first time. Obviously, usually he's at right back with Igor. Pulgar, Duncan and Bonaventura completely new look midfield as compared to the last game. With Emil Smith Rowe coming in for Jose Callahan, Christian Kouemi and Pedro remaining in the attack. No real changes to the bench. I don't really want to bring in Sampanara. I just don't think he's good enough at the moment. So we'll go with this Coppa Italia. Of course, we've already won twice at San Siro. We've won once at San Siro and drawn against Inter. That was on the first game of the campaign, of course. Let's hope we can continue this winning run we're on. I think we're 17 games unbeaten. Their new manager after I think it was Samparini. I can't remember who their last boss was. Stefano Pioli. I don't know where I got that other name from. Yeah, Pioli got sacked, so they brought in Mauricio Pochettino, which is a bit of a coup. So their side to Conti, Mocasio, Romagnoli, Hernandez. There's Sandro Tonali in there. These players walk onto the pitch on this hallowed turf. We keep having big games here in Milan. It's a very, very snowy day. Hope the players can adapt to it. Christian Kouemi down the left-hand side. Option in the middle of Pedro. Joining him is Emil Smith-Rowe at the back post. And he's fouled. Conti. Oh my, it's another penalty. We've been given another spot kick. I thought it might have been, and it is another spot kick for Fiorentina. Of course, the start of the campaign, we didn't have a good record from spot kicks. But recently, we've started to kind of make up for them. Going to be taken by the Chilean Eric Pulgar. Pulgar steps up against Donnarumma and scores, sends the Gianluigi Donnarumma the wrong way. And Eric Pulgar, with his first goal of the campaign inside 10 minutes, gets us underway in the Coppa Italia. Or at least in this game of the Coppa Italia. Of course, we played a couple of rounds of the Coppa Italia previously. Good way to start. A little annoyed that it's another penalty. I seem to be getting a lot of penalties playing this style of play this year. I don't know if anyone else is finding if they're playing an attacking, fluid kind of passing system. They're getting quite a few penalties. So we're kind of 35 minutes in, still 1-0 up. We've not created a lot of chances though. They have been better quality though. I think one of them does count as the penalty actually. We're going to get to half time, a goal up. We are. Again, I'm quite demanding manager, I'm afraid, lads. I want to see a better performance in that second half. Everyone has been on. Most people are on 6.6. Is very middling. Best games happened by Christian Kouemi and Dragovic and Pulgar. Of course, we put the spot kick away. And that wasn't wrong. I've just seen us completely wrong about the goalkeeper. Sorry about that. So Rafael head over the bar is being approached there by Eric Pulgar. Throwing on this near side, Igor. Eric Pulgar. Pulgar lays it off to Pezzella. Pezzella just trying to hold up the ball. Puts it back to Dragowski, the Polish youngster. Tried to get it into Igor. It's a poor bit of distribution. Now Rafael on the far side. The Brazilian coming in and shoots. Oh, it's just wide. Just wide from Rafael. Still 1-0 up Fiorentina. Still only had the 2 shots. He's actually had to go off injured, I think, as Paul Rafael. So he is no longer in this game. 20 minutes left of this game. More subs going to be made. Kouemi is going to be brought off. January thick and fast. The fixtures come. I reckon Jose Callahan and then him and Smith-Rowe can swap over. Any other changes I want to make? Bonaventura has not been good on his return to San Siro. Pretty much nobody's put in an alright performance. I think we'll bring on Borja Valero and Pedro for Patrick Cotron, for former AC Milan striker, coming on to face his old side. Actually, do we also... For Duncan, I was going to bring on Gagliardini, but no, we'll hold off for the moment. Still got just over 15 minutes left. Still time to make those substitutions if I feel necessary. Milenkovic, free kick. So he's got a couple of options. Finds Viola. Back to Milenkovic. Pulgar. Milenkovic. Lays it off to Eric Pulgar. Milenkovic. Ball over the top. Oh, no one's really making a run. And that's almost unpronounceable now. I'm not going to even attempt that. Gabbia, Tonali. Sandro Tonali trying to create something in the middle of the park here for AC Milan. Brings the ball forward. No one really tracking him. Krunic. Given away, but Duncan intercepted, but it's back into possession. Now Theo Hernandez out on the left-hand side into Brahim Diaz. Shoots and it's 1-1. Brahim Diaz, the man on loan from Real Madrid, gets AC Milan back in the game. And all the pressure was eventually going to result in a goal for AC Milan. They've been knocking on the door quite a few times. It's a good interception by Alfred Duncan, but then just gives it away so sloppily. And they've gotten back in this. Side note, actually, I was watching the Trophée de Champion, the French Super Cup, and realised the Roller is currently on loan at Marseille in reality. But Brahim Diaz goes to goal and Dragowski holds well. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this game. We're going to go ultra attack. Throw in. Theo Hernandez, Tonali, Brahim Diaz, Tonali. Bringing forward, maybe looking for a Krunic. And now it's Lucas Vazquez wide. Whereas one former Real Madrid player could convert, another could not. Into 5 minutes of stoppage time. Throw in deep into the half. Lucas Vazquez. Ball in the box. Headed away by Igor. No one really there to clean up. Falls to Dalot. Diego Dalot to Sandro Tonali. Tonali looks to recycle possession. Dalot just breezes past Emil Smith-Rowe. Krunic. Lucas Vazquez. Ball in the box. And it's... oh my word. And Calhanoglu with a good chance there for Milan. We've still only had the one chance. Still only had the one chance. Far from pleased with what I've seen so far. Yeah, that defence has been awful so far. I'm trying to think what else I can really do, because most of the attack, like, I've pretty much made all the changes really I can in the attacking sense. So Duncan, Lirola, ball into the box, headed away. Forced to Colombo, who's got lots of room to run into. Eric Pulgar fouls him. He's going to get a red card. Second red card of the season for Eric Pulgar. Made the challenge, really had to though. So I'm not going to be too hard on him. Just drop Alfred Duncan back. So we're coming towards half time of extra time. We've still created just the one chance. Dragowski from the goal kick. Milenkovic. Back to Dragowski. Pumps it long, but really Coutron is nowhere near that. Falls to Hakim Calhanoglu. Colombo, big challenge. Calhanoglu. Vazquez couldn't get there. Falls to Theo Hernandez, another former Real Madrid man. Or on loan, much like Brahim Diaz. Sandro Tonali. Tonali getting away from his man. It's Tonali. It's wide. Another big chance for AC Milan. Another goal kick right from that. Milenkovic. Duncan. Alfred Duncan. De Borja Vallejo, the former Inter player. Tonali wins the duel again. He's been pretty dominant in terms of the aerial duels won in that midfield tonight. Colombo now finds Brahim Diaz. Tonali. Sandro Tonali through to Lucas Vazquez. And this time Dragowski couldn't keep out the chance. Lucas Vazquez scores. I'm trying to think actually. Did he score against us in the... Let me check. I've got a feeling Vazquez scored against us in this game. Or was that Ibra? No, that was Ibra. But I remember Vazquez had a chance in that game. Not quite deja vu. Second half underway. Still relatively all to play for. Penalty shootout, of course, if it's needed. Fiorentina need to get this equaliser. And Dragowski knocks it over the bar from Hakan Calhanoglu. I didn't even reach it. Didn't need to reach it. Colombo fouled on the edge of the area. Got around just over 10 minutes. Calhanoglu goes for goal, and it's over. He's a bit of a free kick expert, the Turkish international. 10 minutes left at San Siro. Not really much else I can do into the final 5 minutes. We're going to throw everything at the wall. Chuck everyone on attacking duties. Calhanoglu, Smith Rowe has been just so anonymous today. He's been more anonymous. Him, look, Cotron's been more anonymous than Emil Smith Rowe, my word. Not a good day for those two youngsters. 27 shots for AC Milan. Calhanoglu, ball in the box. Vasquez is headed away from the Spaniard. Now can he collect? Two Fiorentina men chasing him. Vasquez, maybe going to put the ball in. I think it was Biraki managed to get a touch to it. Krunic, Tonali, Calhanoglu, Vasquez, Colombo. Oh, dragged wide by Krunic. Another big chance for AC Milan. The lads are knackered. All I ask, lads, is if we can get one chance, we should be able to score it, and then it's down to spot kicks, and it's in the hands of the gods. Valero, Duncan, Calhanoglu, got thrown it all there on his own. Calhanoglu trying to dynamite this attack. Smith Rowe does well to take the touch. Emil Smith Rowe into the area. Calhanoglu's got to go really far outside of the area to collect it. Ball back in. Eagles all the way up there. It's clear. Colombo. Gabia clears. Milenkovic looks to collect. Can we spring another attack? Sets it back to Dragorski. Got 3 minutes plus stoppages. Pazzella. Igor. Trone all on his own. And he's not been desperately effective up top this campaign. But this man here has touch for Jose Calhanoglu. Can he shoot? He scores. It's 1-1. And AC Milan have it all to do again. 2-2. And Jose Calhanoglu, the Spanish wizard who's been superb for us this campaign, has got us back in it. Has got us level. Big ball from Emil Smith Rowe. Great touch by Calhanoglu, and it's really calmly converted from the former Real Madrid man, former Napoli man, of course. Big goal, and it goes to penalties. Okay, so it's not going to be that. I think. Who's the best at penalties in the club? So Paul Gall's going to take first. Of course, he converted. Shit, I forgot he got sent off. Right, Cotron, Calhanoglu, Smith Rowe, Valero, Lerola, Igor, Pazzella, Milenkovic, Duncan, Dragorski. Come on, boys. We've not really done well, have we? Don't live to regret this moment. So Patrick Cotron against his former club, one of his former clubs, steps up and doesn't convert. It's a really poor penalty. A really poor way to start the penalty shootout from the Wolves loanee. Hakan Calhanoglu will step up. A man who was always a threat throughout the 120 minutes. He scores past Dragorski. And now Fiorentina on the back foot. Jose Calhanoglu, the man who got that fantastic equaliser, steps up, does score. Now it's all over to the Polish keeper to save from Brahim Diaz. He needs to make a save, otherwise, if they all go from this point, Milan will go through. Diaz, is well converted from the Spanish youngster. Smith Rowe, a lot of pressure on this young Englishman's shoulders. Emil Smith Rowe doesn't score. It's a really good save, an acrobatic one. Oh no, Tonali for AC Milan. Tonali to put it fully in the Milan court. He's just scuffed it wide. A lifeline of sorts for Fiorentina, but Borja Vallejo has to score. He has to score this, and does. Relatively straightforward penalty. Luca Vasquez, the man who got one of Milan's goals, one of their equalisers. Sorry, no, the goal that gave them the lead, and Lucas Vasquez has scored. Okay, this is the all-important penalty for Fiorentina. It's going to be Viola, the fullback, has to score and hope that Dragowski saves. All the pressure now on Viola, who's played second fiddle to Milenkovic all season. He scores, he thumps it home. It's a decent little penalty. But now it's over to AC Milan. It's 3-3 at the moment. Dragowski has to save. If Krunic can score, Milan will go through. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of the Polish goalkeeper for Fiorentina. Krunic. Oh, he does score. And AC Milan have knocked out Fiorentina in a very, very hard-fought game. Jose Callejon did really, really well to try and galvanise Dragowski. My word, he faced so many shots, but it's just the rest of the team weren't up to it. We've gone out. So the cup run has ended for Fiorentina. Now it's all focus on the league. I was only considering the cup really as a way to potentially get into Europe if we needed it. What was the prediction with reach the quarter final stage? My word, that was a big ask against an AC Milan team. Though at the moment we're on course to qualify for the Europa Conference. That did get upgraded. I got a little bit of money just before the window started. I got about 5 million quid. Got boosted to 5 million quid if I agreed the Europa's Conference League would be the minimum objective. So we're 6 clear at the top of Serie A. Which games shall we come back for? Which big teams haven't we faced yet? We haven't done an episode against Roma, but we're kind of already... When's the Roma game? So we play them last game of the campaign, so we will play them on an episode. It's a bit ridiculous. We've got Milan and Juventus back-to-back again. What shall we come back for? We'll do something interesting. We'll come back for the game against Benevento and then against Napoli at San Paolo. A game against a side Benevento who we were pretty poor against despite getting a 4-2 win, and then Napoli that was kind of our big statement win of the campaign to show that we were potential contenders. So that's going to be the game we come back for. As I said in the comments, I need your thoughts on whether we should sign Lucas Fernandez from Portimonense. As you can see, that's the fees we're going to be paying. So let me know your thoughts in the comments whether we should go and sign him. But apart from that, there's nothing left to say at Sanford Football Network, and I shall see you next week. Goodbye.